Hey there, me again. I've got a question here from Greg Mawson, and he's talking about MS Office templates. This is a long shot. Is there any way we can add a tab to Office apps and place templates there and apply this to all school computers when staff log in, similar to this pic attached? And this is the picture that he's got. So you can see here, this is Microsoft Word running on a Windows computer, and there's a ribbon that's been added to it called SGS templates, which is obviously some particular company or school or something like that, and they've populated that particular ribbon with a whole bunch of templates, which are, in terms of Microsoft Word, they're .x files, .docx files. So instead of docx files, these are files that are templates. You open them and you can't do anything to the actual template unless you save it as a new doc file or docx file. So that's a really handy little thing to be able to have. The difficulty is making it accessible for every single staff member as soon as they log on inside their Microsoft Word. So I was thinking about it, and there's another way that you can actually do it, which is slightly different. And as we slowly move away from file server based storage, our shares, the faculty share and all that on our file server, and we're moving to the cloud, it's something that you could actually do in Microsoft Teams. And I had to think about it, and this is what I came up with. So let's firstly start with the templates. Here are a couple of templates here. You can see that it's a .x, D-O-T-X. That means it's a template file. And if I open that file here, so there's just a couple of them, agenda and minutes. So this is Department of Education agenda template, and the idea is that you can change anything in here, but you can't save it. If you go to save it, it wants you to give a save as, and you've got to change it to be a docx file, and that all happens automatically. So you're never modifying the original file, and that's important because you want the template to stay as a template for multiple people to be able to use. And the other advantage is that you can tell it to save that new file, the docx file, wherever you want it to be saved. So we're never overwriting that original template file. That template file remains where it is all the time. But the advantage that we're going to see when we do it through Microsoft Teams is that it's available to everybody that's a member of that team. So that's the .x file. I won't save this. I don't need to change anything here. So what I've got is all of my templates just on a folder. This is on my C drive, but it could be on a faculty share. It could be anywhere. And that's where you would keep all of your master Word .x files. What do we then do? All right, let's jump across to Microsoft Teams. I'm here in a Scratch team that we've got called Teams for Yammer Users, and there's a few channels in here, as you can see on the left-hand side. And if you go up here to Files, these are the files that are in the repository for the general team. And what we're wanting to do is, instead of having a folder in here called templates, where you have to go back to the folder and then open the folder to find the template, what we want to do is have it so that when you click New up here, that instead of just Word, Document, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote, you've got the list of the templates showing in this list. And the advantage then is it doesn't matter what folder you're in, what channel you're in, how deep you are in the Teams file structure, files repository, you will have access to those templates wherever you are because they're part of that new menu. So let's have a look and see how we go about doing that. You can't actually do it from within Teams itself. So what you've got to do is have your channel open, doesn't matter which channel, go to the three dots menu here and choose the option to open in Sharepoint. And when you open in Sharepoint, it'll open up in your browser. And we're here in Teams for Yammer Users. We're currently in the general channel. And what we're going to do is go back to the Documents repository. So this is where all the different channels are and all the file folder structure that you have for all of the channels. The next thing that we want to do is add it to this menu here, the New. And there's a button here that says Add Template, which is pretty nice. But you've also got the ability here to go upload, and in upload you've got files, folder, and you've got template. That sounds pretty good, so let's go to that one. Upload template. I had a test of this before in a different team just to make sure it all worked, and it's remembered that in my documents, in my DOE templates folder, I've got these two files. You can drag and select both of those files, or all of them, however many there are. It puts them all in the list here, and you go open. And up here it should say that it's uploading 2 items, and it's uploaded those 2 items now into my templates area. So where is that templates area? It's actually hidden. You can't actually find it very easily at all. And I'll talk about how you fix, if you need to change a template, modify it, update it, how you make that accessible. But now if we go into the new menu, what we should have here is minutes template and agenda template. So they've been added to that new list. Let's go back to Teams now, and we're looking in the Teams for Gamma users, and we're onto files. And looking in this new menu, you have this option now that says minutes template and agenda template. So they're now there regardless of which channel you're in. So you can go to that channel there, and you can go to new, and those are there. So if I was to choose that new, it would save it in this folder. If I go back to general, and I can see inside general, if I go back to files, I can see inside general I've got a folder called how to documents, and I could very easily just go new, and I want a minutes template in here, or an agenda template. When you click on agenda template, straight away it will say what's the new name, and it wants to put a docx on there. So it's an agenda for what is it, the meeting for finance, meeting October 2021. Okay, and create that, and it will start loading that template. So you can see up here that it's got the docx file with a name already. Okay, and then it will come up with this Microsoft Word. The document you are trying to open is a template. Would you like to open and edit as a standard document? And the answer is yes. And this is now opening that as a standard document. It's going to be called this file, and this is the agenda, and the meeting heading goes here. So as we said, it's the finance meeting October 2021, and I can fill in these different things, and I can put the agenda items in and so on, and save it. The other thing that I can do is, if this is a really complicated document, I can always open it in the desktop app. So that will take me back to Microsoft Word on my desktop, and I can modify it, but it will automatically save in the folder that I've selected in Microsoft Teams. Now, in terms of fixing that template that you've uploaded, say it's changed, how do you change the template so that it appears in SharePoint or in Microsoft Teams with the new updated version? Well, you've got to go back to that original file, you've got to edit that original .x using Microsoft Word, and then you've got to re-upload that file. And what it will say is that template already exists. As long as you've kept the same name, that template already exists, and you can override it at that point. So I hope that helps, and I'll see you in the next video.